I stared at the screen. 13 subscribers. For 6 months, that number haunted me like a ghost that refused to leave. But what happened on day 187 changed everything. And I mean everything. If you've ever felt like giving up on your dreams, just do it. Ordinarily, I would say, hit that like button. Right now, I no longer feel you should, but if you want to prove my mom wrong, then subscribe. You might be wondering why I'm sounding harsh. Truth is, I'm exhausted. Wrong word. Actually, I'm frustrated. Let me take you back 6 months earlier. July 15th, a Tuesday. I'll never forget. I was sitting at my mother's kitchen table, scrolling through YouTube success stories on my phone. 20-year-olds buying their parents' houses. College dropouts making 6 figures. People with millions of subscribers sharing their secrets. My mother, Christiana, walked in with that look. You know the one. That mixture of concern and disappointment that only a parent can perfect. "Mo," she said, setting down her coffee mug harder than necessary. "When are you going to get a real job?" I didn't look up. "This is real, Mom." She laughed, not a happy laugh. A bitter one, the type mostly done by African moms. "You've been making YouTube videos for 2 months. You have, what, 12 subscribers? And half of them are probably bots." She pulled out a chair, the legs scraping against the floor. "Your cousin Jeremy just got promoted. Your sister Tracy is in medical school. And you're here, talking to a camera in your bedroom about, what are they called? Faceless story channels? It's storytelling, Mom. Real stories. Human stories. Stories don't pay bills, Mo." Her voice softened, which somehow made it worse. "I love you, but you're 31 years old. You need to face reality. You're not going to succeed at this. You need to move on." Those words. You're not going to succeed at this. They echoed in my head for hours after she left the room. Days. Weeks. But here's what she didn't understand. Here's what nobody understood. I had to make this work. See? 2 years ago, my father, Andrew, passed away from a sudden heart attack. 59 years old. Dead before the ambulance arrived. The last conversation we had, and I mean the last one, 3 hours before he died, he told me something I'd never forgotten. "Sorry for the inconveniences," he said with that concentrated look he always got on his face when he was about to send me on an errand. I stood in awe. My dad saying sorry? This must be a long day. "Mo," he further said, checking his wristwatch. "Promise me something." "Anything, Dad." "Promise me you'll do something that matters. Not just a job, not just a paycheck." He finally looked at me, and his eyes were serious. "Do something that touches people, that makes them feel something. That's the only currency that really matters in this world, making people feel less alone." I promised him, and now, staring at 13 subscribers on a channel my mother said would fail, I felt like I was failing him too. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. I worked a night shift at a warehouse, lifting boxes, scanning barcodes, watching the clock tick toward morning. Then I'd come home, sleep for 4 hours, and spend the rest of the day scripting, recording, editing, every single day. I learned After Effects tutorials at 3 a.m. I studied viral videos until my eyes burned. I analyzed thumbnails, hooks, pacing, music choices. I read every article, watched every how-to video, joined every Discord server for faceless creators. My first video got 47 views. 32 of those were me checking if it was actually live. My 5th video got 89 views. Progress, right? Wrong. 70 came from a Reddit group where I'd posted it, and most people just clicked away after 5 seconds. Video 10. 5 views, 13 subscribers, Video 20, 46 views. 13 subscribers. Video 30, 2 views. Still, 13 subscribers. That number became my prison. It was July 22nd, 6 months since I started. Day 187, I'd just uploaded video 31, a story about a billionaire who put his family through a test. I'd spent 29 hours on it. The script was tight, the voiceover was clean, the pacing was perfect. I published it at 6 p.m. By midnight, it had 2 views, 13 subscribers. I sat in my room, my childhood bedroom with its faded posters and trophies from a football career I'd abandoned, and I felt something break inside me. My phone buzzed. A text from my mother. Saw Tracy today. She asked about you. I didn't know what to say. Please think about what I said. I'm worried about you. Love, Mom. I opened my laptop, looked at my channel analytics. 6 months of work, 31 videos, hundreds of hours, thousands of dollars in equipment and software I couldn't afford. For 13 subscribers and an average of 27 views per video. I opened a new document. Title: Why I'm Quitting YouTube, a Final Message. I started typing, "Dear whoever's watching this." I tried. God knows I tried. But my mother was right. Some dreams aren't meant to. I stopped. My eyes drifted to a photo on my desk. My father and I. We were at the beach, both of us laughing at something I couldn't remember anymore. I guess I was probably 7 at the time. Promise me you'll do something that matters. I closed the document, but I didn't delete it. I couldn't quit, but I couldn't keep doing the same thing. Something had to change, fundamentally, completely. I spent the next 3 days not making videos. Instead, I did something I should have done months earlier. I asked questions. I went back through every comment I'd ever received. All 47 of them across 31 videos. I read them carefully. Really carefully. One stood out. It was from a user named Tony115. He'd commented on video 28. This story made me cry in my car before work. Haven't cried in years, thank you. But I wish it was longer. I wanted to stay in that moment. I checked his profile. He'd never commented on anything else. This stranger, this one person out of 13 subscribers, had been moved enough to write that, and I'd almost quit before seeing it. I opened a new notebook, drew a line down the middle, left side, what I think works. Right side, what actually made people feel something. I analyzed my 31 videos through this new lens. Not through the lens of views or subscribers or what the algorithm supposedly wanted, through the lens of emotion, of connection, of that one comment from Tony. 3 patterns emerged. 1. My best performing videos weren't the ones with the tightest editing or fanciest effects. They were the ones where the story had space to breathe, where I let emotion sit, where I wasn't rushing to the next plot point. 2. The videos that got the most comments weren't the feel-good ones. They were the ones that explored pain, struggle, doubt, the messy middle of human experience. 3. I was so focused on being professional that I'd removed myself from the stories. My voice was polished but distant, safe but forgettable. I made a decision that night. Video 32 would be different. The story I chose was personal. Uncomfortably personal. I called it I Quit. But it wasn't just any story. This is my story. My struggles. I talked about our last conversation. About his death. About the promise I made. About failing to keep it. About the 13 subscribers and the 6 months of doubt and my mother's words echoing in my head. I broke every rule I thought I knew. The video was 19 minutes long. Most advice said, keep it under 10. I used just voice over no music. No piano, no cinematic scores. I didn't try to hide my emotion. When my voice broke talking about my father, I left it in. Most advice said, stay professional. I published it at 7 p.m. on January 16th. And then I did something I'd never done before. I went to bed without checking the stats. Depending on the outcome, I might return back to tell you why I didn't quit. Otherwise, it was nice telling my story. If this story resonated with you, drop a comment right now and tell me. What's the thing you're struggling with?